Today I am at the Republican headquarters in Washington, Iowa, and I've been speaking with Merle Miller, and it's a great conversation, so stay tuned for that. You're going to love it. It's all brought to you by Griner Auto Body of Washington, Iowa, using state-of-the-art techniques and decades of experience to get your car back on the road after an accident. Car Doctor of Washington, Iowa. No matter who Frankensteined it, they can fix and clean and customize it. McDonald Boneyard of Keota, Iowa for all of your farm equipment and auto recycling needs. Hinshaw Trailer Sales of Richland, Iowa. You need a trailer, they've got your trailer, and they fix what they sell and don't in their full-time repair shop. I said that, Hinshaw Trailer Sales, but let's not forget about Girling Repair of Winfield, Iowa. If your mower is dead, call Fred, your Husqvarna, Aaron's, and Gravely dealer. He also sells Husqvarna snow blowers, and he fixes all makes of snow blowers as well. B&B Propane and the family of jet stops present Southeast Iowa today. I'm John Bain, author of Christie's Journey, The Beat Goes On, and your host. Let's get right to it and talk to Merle. Merle, thanks for being on Southeast Iowa today.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for having me and stopping by. I really appreciate it.
Well, it's my pleasure, and this is quite a place here, the Republican headquarters for Washington County.
Yeah, we take a little pride in it. We have a lot of different things around here, as you can probably see.
Yeah.
You know, all the different signs for the different candidates that are running.
Definitely.
Whether it's yard signs or out of barn signs, those things go fast, but we got a little bit of everything in here for the various different candidates, and
I see
got some shirts, got some hats.
We got a wanted poster here. What is it?
For a second term.
There you go.
Wanted for a second term there.
All right, that's a good one. Now I notice you've pretty much got all the presidential candidate signs here.
Yeah.
I don't see Ms. Haley.
Well, we've been asking her for signs. We've been begging her for bringing signs in, but I don't know if her people are out of signs or whatever, but we seem to have a hard time getting those, so we haven't had any of those.
One of the things I noticed about her, she doesn't seem to go to the smaller towns in Iowa.
No, she tends to like to go to the big cities and do her thing there, which, is fine. Each to his own.
Right. I just got a text on the way here today, and it was saying that she is going to have New Hampshire make up for the wrong voting count in Iowa. That made Iowa,
we like to get out and shake hands and look you in the eye and kick the tires and
right.
See what you're all about and look at your personality. Some obviously have a lot better personality than others,
Yeah.
But those are all things that we take kind of seriously here in Iowa. We try to do a very good job of vetting people or potential candidates, I guess, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And historically speaking, if they do well here, they go on to bigger and better things.
That's one thing our former president, he made sure of, was the fact that Iowa stayed first.
Absolutely, he did.
The Democratic side of things,
they don't like that.
They forgot us.
Well,
or they let us go.
This is really unfortunate. It is incredibly unfortunate. I mean, what is wrong with your heritage? I was born the way I was born, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm a white guy. But they don't like that for whatever reason. So I shouldn't maybe say that, but it's a fact. I'm proud of my heritage.
Yeah, and you should be. And everybody
should be.
Whatever their skin color is, and wherever their ethnicity, where they're from, they should be proud. But once you're here,
you should be able to speak the language, and you should come here legally.
Right.
You shouldn't be able to. There's no other country in the world. Think about this for a second. What happens to you if you go into Canada illegally? What happens? What happens if you go into Mexico illegally? What happens?
I think they send you back. Yeah, they either jail you or send you back.
Yeah, what happens if they come here illegally? Biden, Obama, the Democrats, they don't do anything about it. Matter of fact, they're sending guys down to the wall, cutting holes in the wall to let people in. What the hell is all that about? Excuse my language.
No, that's right. But, I guess they do something about it. They get them registered to vote for them.
Well,
and they start giving them free stuff.
Well, $3,000 a month. You're in my tax dollars is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing. I mean, if they would come here and vote Republican, I guarantee you the Democrats would stop that in 2 seconds.
Definitely so.
They would stop that in 2 seconds if they would come here and vote Republican. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to get them set up to vote Democratic. Here's the math. The African American is the Democratic base. If more than 12% of the African Americans vote for a Republican, the Democrats can't win. That's the math. So right now, Trump's around, what, 28% with the African-American vote, something like that? They can't win without the illegals coming in to vote on the Democratic side. Mm-hmm. But for the first time, Trump, when he was in office, did what's called an opportunity zone. Nobody talks about this. It's the most successful program ever, public-private partnership, okay? HUD financed the program. The private contractors built it. I'm familiar with the one in St. Louis, actually. But they're in Baltimore, St. Louis, Chicago, Houston. They're all over. What they did is they went in and leveled like some of these really nasty apartment buildings, rat-infested, filthy. I mean, I wouldn't let your dog live in there.
Right.
What he did is he went in and paid for hotel rooms for 1 year for those folks that lived there. And said, you apply for a job, you got a job, work at the contractor here, the contractor's gonna build it, HUD's gonna finance it, level it, put new apartments in there. In St. Louis, there's 480 units, and that one that I'm familiar with. And what happened is, if you worked there, you got first dibs on a new apartment. Isn't that a beautiful thing?
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden, these folks had money that they've never had before. Before, they had to wait for their EBT card to get filled every month, and that was an allotment of X.
Right.
They didn't get any more of that.
Right.
Well, all of a sudden they had money. Gosh, they could buy milk and bread and groceries and steaks, and heck, they could buy a car. They've never been able to do that before.
They started establishing credit.
They started establishing credit and becoming successful. And so it's one of the most successful programs ever really invented, but nobody really talks about it because Trump did it.
Yeah.
So it can't be good.
Well, it's pretty evident that a lot of media does not like our former president. They do not like, they really don't like the constitutional republic.
No, they don't. They want to turn this into Venezuela, into a communist country where they control everything. Mm-hmm. That's their number one goal, is they are all about control. Controlling your life, controlling what you do, controlling what you eat, sleep, drink, and whatever else. This whole vaccine thing is a whole bunch of, I don't want to say it on live TV or here.
Yeah, but, well, I'll tell you what, in my 57 years, I don't remember ever seeing on the news or the internet or anywhere anybody getting on a makeshift raft to try to make it to Venezuela.
No. And they won't.
No.
Or China.
Right.
Or they're not going to Mexico either.
Right. No.
They're coming this way.
Because this is the land of free.
But if this republic doesn't stay the way our founding fathers intended it to be, where else do we go?
Right.
There is no other shining light beacon on the hill for us to go to.
No.
This is it. So I really think, and I'm worried about my grandkids.
You and me both.
You know, my kids and my grandkids. They're not going to have the opportunities that I had growing up, obviously, with inflation sky high, interest rates sky high. Try to buy a new home right now, it's 8% interest on a 30-year mortgage. It's ridiculous. Yeah. You know, 3 years ago when Trump was in office, 2.8 for a 30-year mortgage, less than 3%. Think about that for a second. Less than 3% to 8%. That's crazy.
And gas was anywhere from
$1
to $2
when he left the office. Now it got up to $5. It's back down now, $3 and some change.
But it's still more. It's still $1.50 more than it should have been.
It's still twice as much as it would have been. But guess what? Oh, it's coming down.
Yeah,
it's coming down.
Yeah, we're all supposed to be happy.
Sleepy Joe, he stumbles on every step he takes. It's coming down.
Yeah. And we're all supposed to be happy about that.
Yeah.
Well, do you think that the American citizens are waking up?
You know, I believe that they are, but even some of my really good friends that are diehard Democrats, I mean, they lean left, they fall over, they lean left so far.
Yeah.
And I say that jokingly.
Oh, yeah.
I say that. And I'm friends. We're friends. We don't let politics get in between us. And I want to keep it that way. I mean, seriously, it's really sad when people take things so seriously that they can't be friends with their neighbors and their buddies and whatever because of politics. To me, that's ridiculous.
Do you think that people get voters' remorse? As far as like all these guys, you know, I personally think the 2020 election was rigged to a degree. And
I don't
that's
think there's any doubt about that.
but yet there were people that voted for Biden.
Uh-huh.
Those people, we can go to a local restaurant here and find them drinking coffee and talking about how bad an SOB Trump is and all this other stuff. And they voted for Biden, but how can they look themselves in the mirror and say, that was a wise choice?
Well, I think a lot of them are regretting their choices because they've had to pay at the gas pumps. Now, if you're driving a government car, you're driving a company car, you fill up the company car with gas, you're not going to feel that. So these guys that are driving around the country with a company car, they're not taking any money out of their own pocket to fill up the gas tank. I promise you, they still think the Democrats are a good thing. But if they have to pay for it on their own dime, they are looking at themselves in the mirror and saying, what the heck did I just stick my nose into this pile of garbage for?
Exactly. And here's the other thing. They may not be paying it, they might have a gas card for their company car and all that, but they're not getting the raises they would have gotten.
That's true. They're not getting the bonuses because they're not there.
All right.
They're not there. There's only so many dollars in look at all the truckers that are going out of business right now when diesel for trucking companies went up to $5, $6 a gallon.
Right.
It's crazy. You can't, you fill up a 200-gallon tank at $5 a gallon, do the math.
Exactly.
It doesn't pencil.
No.
You can't make money at that. So these guys are shutting her down. And, which then drives up freight prices, which you and I have to pay more for the goods and services that we get.
Exactly.
It's a big spirkle that just goes around. So I think personally, a lot of folks that voted for the Democrats in the Democratic Party in 2020 have to look themselves in the mirror and say, do I really want boys and girls bathrooms? Do I really want my grandkids and kids to be able to go to school and God knows boys competing with my daughters or granddaughters' sports? Is that really what I want? Do I really want, because that's what the Democrats stand for. Open doors, open everything.
Open doors,
be
open
whatever you want to be.
Open borders.
Open borders.
What's funny is, though, when it comes to their own house, those doors are locked.
Oh, yeah. They have Secret Service protection, so they're good. But the American people, you fend for yourself. They don't care about us out here. The Democrats do not care about us.
Well, January 15th coming up with the Iowa Caucus, and here in Washington County, what is your advice to folks that have never caucused before? And is there anything you need to let folks know about before January 15th?
January 15th, please, get your neighbors, your friends, your buddies. Go caucus. Vote for whoever you have the urge to vote for. Seriously. But get involved in the process. Because we need people to get involved in the process. Too many times, most of us Republicans, I'm guilty of this a little bit, we just go to work and shut our mouth and do our thing and get along with our neighbors and friends, and we don't say much. We just put our head down, go to work, and do our thing. The other side doesn't do that. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. So they're screaming and hollering all the way. And so you try to make them happy. You can't make them happy.
No.
Okay. But we need people to get involved. So find out where your caucus site is. Go into our Washington County Republican Facebook page. Or if you want to Google iowacaucus.gop. Type in your address. That will tell you where your precinct location is. And your precinct location is probably different than we used to go to vote because they redistrict and redrew the boundary lines.
Now, we're going to put that up on the screen now, too, so say it again.
Okay. iowacaucus.gop.
Okay.
That's the state website. And that's, you type in your address and that kind of thing, and that will tell you where your precinct location is to go. There's another one. There's multiple ones out there. Another one is ia.donaldjtrump.com. Same kind of thing. Hit the precinct button and put in your address, and it'll tell you where to go. That's open for any candidate. It's not just for Trump voters.
Sure.
That's open for any candidate. You put in your address in there, and it'll tell you where your precinct location is, the physical address as well as the phone number to call.
Very good. Now I got to look. I over in the corner of my eye. I want to make sure that our viewers see this. Anybody that's my age and older will remember "Keep on Trucking." Here we got "Keep on Trumping." That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's pretty cool. So tell people where the location is right now that we are at. We're on
We're at 122 West 2nd Street in Washington, Iowa. Right across from the Methodist Church, catty corner from the post office. Very easy to find.
in Marion Avenue, right?
Marion Avenue.
We're right on the corner here.
Right on the corner here.
Yeah.
So
What are the hours here?
Monday, Tuesday night from 12 noon to 6 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And then typically we're here on Fridays from noon till 5 or so at night. And then Thursdays, it's kind of depends because we don't have anybody working the Thursday shift, so I get here sometimes
Okay.
when I can. And then obviously we have candidates stop in here all the time.
I think Vivek is
He's coming on Saturday.
okay.
Yeah, Kerry Lake is actually coming the 13th, I believe. I saw a note around here.
Okay.
I believe Kerry Lake is coming on the 13th.
Of January.
Of January,
Okay.
here at the headquarters. And that will be mid-afternoon, I think around 4 o'clock or something like that.
Okay.
But anybody's welcome. Anybody's welcome. We
good.
have, I mean, we're open to whoever wants to stop in here.
Okay. Well, Merle, if there was a question I should have asked you that I haven't, what would that be?
Get involved. Get involved and get out and vote. I mean, we need the younger generation to get involved and get out and vote. We have our monthly meetings, monthly Washington County GOP meetings, the third Monday of every month. Starts at 7 o'clock right here at headquarters. We have a lot of fun in here. We don't, I'm a chairperson obviously, but Abe Miller is my co-chair. We do have a lot of fun in here. It gets a little lively, and they're not too boring. I mean, some meetings you go to, and it's like, what did I do that for? But
Well,
that's
anybody watching this knows you're not a boring guy.
I get a little bit excited. You know, I have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun doing whatever that I do, whether it's this or whatever. I try to be a positive guy, and you know, you can never get hit in life looking in the rearview mirror.
Right.
Look forward, be positive. Make things happen. That's my motto.
You know, and that's one thing that I've noticed. The center to the right in the political scheme of things seem to be a much more happier bunch.
Well, why go through life and be so negative and sour and bitter and good Lord? I mean, life is too short for that.
Exactly.
I don't want to be around people that are negative. I promise you, I don't want to be around people that are negative.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be away from home, I'm going to be around people that I like to be with and that are positive.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yep.
I'm not going to spend my time dealing with people that hate the world, hate everybody around them. It's everybody else's fault. They blame everybody else for the issues that they have. You know, that's what the Democrats do. Let them go waller in their own mud. We don't have time for that.
Well, Abe, I appreciate you being on the show today. Thank you for everything, and keep fighting the good fight.
Hey, thank you, John. I really appreciate you stopping by here today and doing the interview and take a you know, zoom the camera around, do whatever.
We'll just show you.
We're doing our packets right now. Matter of fact, you can see them over there.
Yep.
Getting ready for caucus. We're getting everything all lined up for all the precincts.
Got the precincts there.
And Vivek's coming, so we got a little thing up on the board for him.
Yeah. This is great. This is great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Thanks, Merle, for visiting with me today. And get out to the Iowa Caucus, you folks that are watching this. Our nation needs your support. And speaking of support, I want to thank my sponsors: Griner Auto Body, Car Doctor, Hinshaw Trailer Sales, Girling Repair, McDonald Boneyard, B&B Propane, and the family of Jet Stops. I'm your host, John Bain. Stay friendly, Southeast Iowa.